Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you. Thanks so much for popping in and checking out this video today. I am creating on behalf of a Colour Blast, and my page I have titled Awesome, which is going to feature some of the great Colour Blast products, but also paper collection and elements from Cocoa Vanilla Studio Boys Rule collection. So what I want to do first is just have a little bit of a play around. You can see I've chosen a photo. And based on that photo, I've chosen some Colour Blast products according to the photo and the collection. So what I'm going to do is make this a typical boys layout, and I'm going to go with mostly that sort of blue, green, turquoise, and the wood in there as well is going to help just to really make this quite a masculine page. I'm not quite sure at this point what I'm planning, but what I'm doing is letting the collection guide me. So basically just looking at the elements, the papers, the accessories that come with it, like the little flare buttons, and then I'm going to put that together and add a little bit of mixed media background. So I initially am going to cut out the title Boys Rule, but I do end up changing that and I go with the title Awesome. I just sort of thought as I was looking at the way the layout came together, I changed my mind, and the benefit of that is that you can do that at any time while you're scrapbooking. So the first thing I've done is added some Colour Blast paste, and I've used just blue, and I've simply spread that around with a spatula. Straight onto the background, no stencil, nothing hard. Basically the messier it looks the better, because you're starting to build and develop those layers. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes you'll want to leave it plain, and sometimes you'll want to add another layer of mixed media over the top. Now, because I'd made that paste sort of work from the left-hand side of the page to the right, I've actually then decided that I want to make my cluster go all the way from each edge, and that's sort of to cover up the gap between where I've put paste and where my embellishing is going to finish. Now what I did was I cut out this circle sort of embellishment just with plain paper, and I firstly am spraying it with the colour spray Rainforest, and I'm going to mix that in a little bit with the colour Shimmer Spray Apple of My Eye. Now the reason I've used the two sprays in the green is because when you use the Rainforest spray, it gives you that gorgeous green colour, and then when you use the Shimmer Spray over the top, you get that shiny sort of gold and it's called a Shimmer Spray for a reason, because it adds shimmer to whatever you spray it on. So that's why I've gone with the two types of sprays. Now when I dried that with my heat gun, it actually sort of bubbled the paper a little bit, because I'd applied the spray straight onto the paper and then hit it with the heat gun. So it kind of, when I stuck it on the page, it has this real textured look to it. It's something that you could have flattened out, but I actually left it quite textured because I think it added to the page. So be aware that when you're using mediums and your heat gun, sometimes you'll get a bit of warping. Sometimes you're happy to leave it, and sometimes you want to try and flatten it out. So one of my favourite ways to frame a page is just simply spreading some black heavy gesso around the edge of the page. I think it really just ties in the whole layout, and you get this sort of finished look. So again, my opinion, my preference, my scrapbook page, please do whatever it is that you're comfortable doing. But you can also see, because I had a little bit of that black gesso left over, I've just applied it using a sponge through a stencil. Now off camera, I've gone ahead and I've stuck everything down, and what I'm going to do is just use a few more elements from the collection to actually add some finishing touches to this page. So certainly not difficult, but lots of fun ways to use your Colour Blast products. So I really hope you enjoyed that from me. Thank you so much for popping in today. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and of course pop on over to Colour Blast to see more great projects from the design team. Thanks for watching.